Hi everyone, thanks for joining the meeting. This is summary for SugarLearning, Sprint Retro for Sprint 160 and Sprint Planning for Sprint 161. I will now jump to the drafted emails. So the sprint goal was to add the test for the company user bridge repository. The sprint goal has been achieved. As I mentioned earlier, this is a sprint preview for 160. Duration is 1 week and product owner is Nick. Attendees are as listed. The total billable time was 53 hours. And during this sprint, we were able to add the integration test for company user badge repository, which was our sprint goal. And during adding these tests, I was able to identify a bug. That bug was when we are assigning a user badge, the timestamps for the modified user and the user ID was missing. And because of these tests, we were able to identify this bug and it's been resolved as a part of this PBI. During this sprint, we also added a new bug, which was null reference exception. This occurred because one of the new SugarLearning member joined, and when he was trying to log in, he was facing the null reference exception, and that happens is because of the newly added functionality for full name. So in the full name, when we are adding means full name is actually deciding the culture means which culture that belongs to. So it is either from China culture or the means Australian culture, English. So that bug was also resolved as a part of this PBI.
Yep. Oz, just to provide a little additional clarification there. Firstly, we did not add the bug. That was there from the implementation to determine culture based on full name. That full name information is sent from identity server. This null reference exception was the result of when it wasn't completed. So,
yep.
Are you happy with that explanation, Adam? Please continue, Oz.
Yep. Thank you, Nick. So the Adam total burn down was 43% during this sprint, and we were able to complete 4 PBIs, and three are still committed. The line coverage has been increased from 24% to 25% because of the adding new test for EF Core. We have 2 deployments to the global production and 1 deployment to China production. The one we can see over here is actually not showing the accurate. It was failed because of China ran out of the subscription. As the China ran out of the subscription. You happy with that, Adam? Failed requests decreased from 971 to 800. And unique user increased from 95 to 98, and authenticated users have been increased from 71 to 75. And the big spike we can see over here is because of the bug that we were talking about, null reference exception, which we resolved in this PBI. This week, we do not have any user on China. EF Core migration epic has been increased from 45% to 48%. The experimental work was done for EF Core. For retro, we are happy that we fixed that issue actually raised because when Sam joined, so we were happy we were able to resolve the bug for null reference exception that I was mentioning before.
That we resolved quickly.
How did the bug get introduced?
As part of the Chinafy work, the SSW identity in China provides you with the option of switching the order of your first and last names.
Oh yes, yeah, that's right.
In order to determine which culture to set, when the user first accesses it from SugarLearning, it uses the full name field to determine which order the name's in. For SugarLearning Global, the full name was not being set. So we needed to add some logic to ensure that the system could handle that scenario.
Right. And should have we had an integration test that goes through and creates a brand new tenant and new user and something fell over?
It would be nice to have that test.
Yeah, we should at least have a test that uses the UI and creates a user and saves it. Like, now I don't know if it would have fallen over for this case, but you definitely want to be increasing the code coverage by automated tests. I think, unless you think that could have been a subcutaneous test that's just testing with the API, that would be fine too, as long as it picks it up. So I just don't see that fixed yet.
We're still a little way from being able to do integrated tests on that level though. Firstly, for us to do that, we'd need to have SSW identity containerized and integrated into the SugarLearning's build system. But we're also currently prioritizing the tests for the EF core migration.
Right.
Right. So I'll continue. What didn't go so well? SugarLearning China ran out of subscription again. And for this, Nick actually created a recurring task for himself for the payment plan. You happy with that, Adam?
In addition to what Oz has mentioned, so we've checked the burn rate for the subscription. It's about 800 RMB for the month, as versus our original estimate of 1700. So it is coming under cost.
Right.
Just one correction on that one. It was a 700 estimation with Azure AI Search, but later then we have decided to use global Azure AI Search. So in that estimation, Azure AI Search costs 760 RMB. So we need to deduct it, and it will be around 1,000 RMB for estimation.
Baba, where are you grabbing that figure from?
I've got from the Epic, China Fei Epic, and there was
Let's
a
discuss
PBI.
this after the meeting.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. All right. We'll be moving to the sprint planning for 161. The sprint goal is user edit history report, filter out priority changes. And attendees are as listed. So we have added two bugs.
Why do you want to filter out priority changes?
Because it adds a lot of noise when conducting annual reviews.
Oh, I see. Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. We added two bugs, and we will continue our work with the About page, where we have About page up and running for the global China, global SugarLearning, but for the China is still under review.
Okay, all
right. That's all. I will. The video will be uploaded to this channel, SSW SugarLearning. See you next time.
Thanks, Azar.